your trophies. I know how you like to show them off and shine them and line them up. Oh, I'm not your trophy, baby. I won't let you show me off and shine me up or line me up. No.
This is the very first episode of The Trophy Room. I'm here with Money and Violence star Chyna.
With the Y.
And I know everybody's so interested in what happened to Chyna and why she's not on the show anymore. But first we're going to talk about B and, you know, a little bit about B's personal life before we get into that. So B, what were you into before you got on the cast of Money and Violence?
So I'm a student at NYU. I'm at school for social work.
Okay.
I'm also a mom to a beautiful 9-year-old, and I work.
Okay. So you was not in the work of lining people, because, you know, people really are under the impression that you was just out here DMing people, like, you know.
Well, if it was that easy to line people, maybe. But if I'm really out here lining people, there's no way I would put myself on camera so they could find Me and say, oh my God, that's the girl that really lines me.
True. Would you say that you had a relationship with Cloud9 before you got casted?
No. Cloud9 is actually like a company made of 4. No.
Okay, so your relationship was more with Rafe.
Rafe, coming through my best friend Yasir, who is murdered on September 19th on Church and Ocean.
Who was Yasir?
Yasir is my best friend. Yasir had so much to do with Money and Violence. He's the reason I was even on the show, and he is how I know Rafe.
Okay. Did you go into Money and Violence with the intentions that, you know, you was gonna be some big time web series superstar, YouTube superstar?
Big time, never. But at that time, you know, Moses was my friend. Moses is Rafe. And I say was because I don't want to insult anyone and say they're my friends now and they don't feel the same. But he was my friend. And, you know, when your friend tells you, like, I'm doing something and I want you involved, you kind of just go with it.
Okay. Did you guys have an initial agreement when you first started recording?
I think we have like the same agreement everybody has with anybody. If I make it, I'm taking you with me, or, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's
nothing
a lot of those.
Like, yeah. If you know, if I pop, you pop. You know, if I rock you, all of that good stuff.
So did you take his word for it that, you know, that's what it was gonna be all the time?
I mean, of course, because up until now he had shown me nothing but good faith. He's always shown me the better part of him. I don't know what happened.
Okay, so you and him had a relationship, but like, how was the chemistry with you and the other cast members?
Me and him had a great relationship. That was my friend. That was somebody I could call to talk about milk spilling in the kitchen, and that upset me. That was somebody I could talk about with, like, anything. The cast is not my friend. I'm not there to be a friend, actually. We were just there to work. But with Moses, that's my friend. We're here to work, but you're still, you know, my friend. And unfortunately, you know, that just took a turn for the worse.
When would you say that your relationship with Rafe kind of diminished?
I'm gonna say when he brought on his management, because his management said to him, I may be too much for him to handle in the long haul. So I feel like he kind of let someone who didn't understand us determine what we would be. Like, if I'm your friend, no one should come in and tell you I cannot be your friend. That just doesn't make sense to me. It's like if you're a parent and you teach and your child is in a room and someone tells you, okay, you cannot be her mother anymore. That's just something that doesn't happen.
But what was considered too much?
Oh, because that's my friend. Like, at any other, like, instance in the world, I could tell him how I was feeling. Like, oh, it's too hot. I don't want to be outside. I'm going to go sit in the car. that wouldn't bother him.
And you feel like his new management probably didn't understand the relationship that you guys have?
Yes, his management maybe felt like I was just a cast member.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe his management didn't understand like I was also his friend. And I guess that goes back to the saying that you don't do business with your friends because it never works out.
Yeah, it always boils down to that.
Something, yeah.
You know, I always check the message boards and, you know, the Facebook fan page. And, you know, the fans really noticed that you weren't a part of the cast anymore. So, were you surprised to see that they noticed that you were gone?
Well, you're going to notice that I'm gone. I just didn't think they would care so much. I guess, I mean, it's like overwhelming, like how much people stop me during the day to say, why are you not on the cast? They would say, like, we don't like the new girl. And I would say to them, like, give her a chance. Like, she didn't do anything to no one, and I have no malice in my heart for her. She took a position to, you know, better herself or whatever it is that she's
Have you seen her?
No. I've never watched her in action.
What about
per se?
The show? Do you watch the show? Like, have you seen the new seasons?
Unfortunately, no. I am not gonna watch something I live every day. That just doesn't make sense to me. If I'm in the hood and I'm going through what I'm going through, why would I then turn on my computer to watch it again? I'm living it. It's no need for me to watch that.
I understand.